Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Jaguars, and it's all up next.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest. You'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by the first overall pick from a couple of drafts ago, former Clemson Tiger Trevor Lawrence.
For a guy still in his second year in the NFL, this is obviously a big spot for him to try and fill. Able to engineer the victory in the wild card round last weekend, that's got to give him confidence, and it's got to elevate the confidence of his teammates as well. But as he said after the win, things are only going to get tougher from there. He understands the situation he's in. He understands what's ahead of him in this one.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They go play action now. Lawrence. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for a first down. Here's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Up the gut, McCaffrey. They find some open field here. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Lawrence will throw. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at the 27. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Jamison Williams from 19 yards away. And the Jaguars are on the board first here in this division round matchup. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
Here come the Bengals now to take over.
Leading them out, the second-year man from Alabama, Mac Jones.
And when you review his performance last week and the game in total, I think that he understands and his team understands they were fortunate to get out there with a victory because he was a little tentative out there and didn't throw a touchdown pass. And if I'm this defense that he's facing in this one, I'm going to bring some pressure early and see if they can get to him. Maybe he's gotten it out of his system, and now he can be a little bit looser and play more to his potential.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete there to Moore.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now Jones. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run it again with Kamara. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throwing Jones. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Well, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
They go play action with Lawrence.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter, obviously looking for number 2, and definitely not playing the check down game.
And that's out quickly to Chase. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last one.
And this is caught. Touchdown.
Jamison Williams.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Jaguars are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback. Barrios deciding not to bring it out.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and make sure he spills it for a small gain.
On second down, Kamara. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
41 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Operating from the gun, Jones. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Jags will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down.
And that'll be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12. McCaffrey, and he lost the football. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumbled, recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a 1st down. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
On the ready.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Again, McCaffrey. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian McCaffrey.
A 45-yard touchdown.
And the Jaguars continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Are we cool to do it here in football, pardon?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. Or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance to stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Ten yards there on a Bengal first.
First play of the drive, a first down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 45-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Touchdown Bengals.
Rondale Moore.
45 yards.
And the Bengals are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals getting set to go. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
61 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Kamara up the middle. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. Automatic first down.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flush to his right. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
David Onyemata, excellent effort, and he earns a tackle for loss.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Jones throw there taken in by Smith. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Jones. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there on the sack to bring up 2nd and goal. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Knight. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Jones. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Rondale Moore
with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half.
And the Bengals get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. But Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
Making his presence felt early in this one. 1st half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Lawrence's throw taken in here by Chase.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence.
He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Now another timeout called for by the offense So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Lawrence throwing left side, and Watson has it.
And now they're in the hurry-up. On second down, McCaffrey. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
It's a squibber picked up around the 27. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports halftime.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body.
Jones picked by a familiar face, his Bama teammate Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
On play action, Lawrence.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a first down, and he's also over 190 receiving yards now. What a game. This is McCaffrey on the give. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence to throw.
Touchdown!
Jamison Williams.
From a yard out. as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Selma, man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off the play fake. Jones. To the right side, and he's got more complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Smith.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
A 10th carry for Kamara.
Down inside the 10.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals.
Rondale Moore
saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Off play action. Jones. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Rondale Moore.
27 yards.
And the Bengals take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey.
And some space here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. One play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, there's the always dangerous Rondale Moore. He and this offense ready to begin the upcoming series.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
14 yards that time, but a first down on the keeper. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game, and he'll get nothing out of that one. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
That pass complete to Moore.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, Bengals. Herb Smith Jr., 30 yards.
And the Bengals get a bit closer.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The 40. 20. He will take this all the way. Touchdown. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are.
And they get Jones for the third time in this ball game. Jones picked by a familiar face, his Bama teammate Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup. Throw left side complete to Chase. Down inside the 10.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Jamison Williams
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Jags are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Back now in Jacksonville, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter.
Sly set to boot it. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Well, there's the always dangerous Rondale Moore. He and this offense ready to begin the upcoming series.
All right, how has he done it? 4 touchdowns in this contest. He's been around the end zone in particular, pretty much uncoverable.
And you know that I typically take things from a defensive perspective. I'm not going to do that this time. Let's just praise him. My goodness, 4 receiving touchdowns means he's been a variety of coverages throughout this game because they're not just letting him run scot-free. They're trying their best to shut him down, and he's shredding them.
I got to be honest, I want to see 5. No, you want to see 5? I mean, we're not supposed to be biased, but
we're not rooting. Just in the interest of the game, let's go ahead and see 5.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown.
Rondale Moore,
an 8-yard touchdown run. They'll try and throw for it.
And the Bengals are able to cut into that deficit.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
And it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the #1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the #1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Let's go now. 80 weapons. Go.
Now Lawrence.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Bengals will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing to start the drive. Jones, complete. Smith has it. Room here to run. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st. Here's Kamara off the draw. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. Jones. Catch made here by Campbell.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Now Jones. And this one complete to Smith. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
On 2nd and 12, Jones.
He's got the connection to Moore. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Jones will try and run with it.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
About a ½ yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals.
Mac Jones. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence.
Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Okay, break.
And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on fourth down, and the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round, and they need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Throwing again on second down. Jones looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jones. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Jones. Over the middle, complete. It's Campbell. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the same target, Campbell.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Here's Lawrence. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Here we go.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Lawrence.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Jaguars season will continue at least one more week as we say so long, everybody.